Actually, I haven't even run yet or whatever. See, I got my running pants on. I don't know if you can see them or not. But I'm going to go run in a little bit. But first, I thought I'd do something early Saturday morning. You know, I mean, I think that's see who's up this time of day or whatever it is, and to maybe help some people cover some ideas, you know, that I was thinking about, you know, in the last couple of days, because there's so much out there, so many things to do, man. There's so many things that are frustrating us, and get ticked off at life, and angry about the news, and throwing vegetables at the computer screen or the TV screen, wherever you watch this nonsense or whatever. Nice Halloween costume. Yes, it's Halloween is early. I'm here. I got a Halloweenie. That's why so was that a joke about witches don't have children? Halloweenies or something like that. Terrible joke, but yeah, I'm an old guy. I rely on terrible jokes. So I'm about to go running a little bit. You think it's better to buy coal, Bitcoin? I don't know. Don't know much about it, but I sure know that that's coming along. You know, and it's going to mean something. It's just how long, when, and everything else. So you have to study everything lots. You just don't go by one person's opinion of anything. Man, look at most experts are wrong. Yeah, Donald Trump will never be president. The stock market will never crash. Real estate will keep going up. Yeah, gosh. So you can't, you know, you have to do a lot of homework to do anything, particularly if it's going to affect your life or whatever. Hello from the Ukraine. Wow, jak się masz. I don't know if you speak Polish out there, but my grandparents were immigrants from Czechoslovakia, so I know a few Polish words or Slovak words. It's about the same thing, I think, what it is. But what I want to cover today is really starting a nonprofit. I've been doing a lot of research now, helping people start nonprofits. And you know, I don't know if you realize, like a lot of people, first of all, it's relatively easy. I mean, it's easy. You're going to start a business, nonprofit, or whatever. And to me, I think we all have ways we want to make the world better, and I think that's what you should do in business too. I mean, your product. I mean, we have to live, you know, so we have to earn money, you know, to support ourselves. That's the first thing we have to do, you know, and so. So anything you do with your professional life, you know, you gotta, how old are you, bro? 74, how old are you? Yeah. So you have to feed yourself and learn how to do that. And there's lots of ways to do that. So you get a job, you start a business, start a nonprofit or whatever. And I think, you know, what also keeps us engaged in life more than anything is thinking that our work, our professional life is really helping other people. I mean, I think that's what it's all about. I mean, that's why we have families, pets, or whatever. It's the opportunity to pour love out of us, okay? And give it to other people and make other people's lives a little better in this country. Or whatever, and I think that's what it is. I mean, the problem with jobs and capitalism and everything, I mean, it understands that too much greed out there. Yeah, I mean, it's insatiable. You have a big car and I want bigger. You have a big house, you want bigger. Bigger. And so you lose sight about the other parts of your life, you know, that are important. And we all bitch about how terrible life is and everybody's doing everything wrong and everything. And to change the world, you know, it is... Boy, I mean, that's, I think that's like banging your head against the wall. So how do you change the world? I think one way, I think that becomes satisfying yourself, what you have to do is start pleasing inside. You know, that stuff inside of you that you have to take care of so you grow. You know, and if you're growing, that means you're affecting other people. And they grow too. So that's why, how do you take care of that heart of yours or whatever, to give more to society so other people aren't so goddamn selfish, right? And I think the best way to do it besides preaching, because anybody could preach, yeah, that's easy. It's doing the damn thing. You know, it's living that life you believe everybody should do. And you can't tell kids what to do. You have to show them what to do. You know, I mean, I see so many families, you know, these people fat and sitting around watching TV and telling their kids, you know, to eat right and study hard and everything. And we all learn by example. If they're living that way, then you have a desire to do it. Oh, what would you do with $100,000? Do you think you can make money with that? Well, who knows? I mean, 9 out of 10 times you probably won't. You know, that's why I think, you know, having $100,000 is a trap. You know, you get more money because we don't know how to spend it. And the only way you're really going to know how to spend it is by trying small little steps to see a model that works for you now. Because anything that worked in the past is probably won't going to work now. So that's why I think thinking about things that will help the community. Because actually, I think business is the same way. You know, you should have a service, a whatever that really is helping the community, because if you feel that, then you're going to stay there long enough to make it happen. Everything you're going to do is going to be a pain in the butt to do in life. Life is a pain in the butt, yeah. So that's why if you really want to do it, like I used to be a golfer, a fanatic golfer, man, I would go out and play golf in the rain, snow, sleet, hail, you know, till it gets dark out and everything, and then I'd go to work and, oh, I want to leave home at 5 o'clock. I want to make sure the desk is right and all this stuff, man. Yeah, I go out and do something I really want to do. I don't care what the hell it is. I'm just doing it. You know? So that's why I think we have to lead our lives a little more like that, our professional lives. I mean, that's the goal. I mean, you're not going to happen overnight. You can't just flick a switch and all of a sudden you have a new life. No, you got to start planting seeds. Start figuring it out. You know, where are you going to go to do this? Where are you going to get help? Where are you going to start learning? You can't, you know, just throw $500 at some package on the internet and, oh, I'm going to be rich for the rest of my life. Yay! No, you're making them rich. That's what I mean, I don't have official data on this, but I believe most people that, you know, have these packages of make money online and everything, man, they're just plain, you know, they just know how to sell, and we all get sucked into that stuff, and then usually 99 times it turns out to be worthless. You know, sure, there's an outlier or two that happens, and then I used to do infomercials. That's what, I could find somebody and put them on the air, and they, yeah, I did this, and in 2 days I was a millionaire. I started my garage. Yeah. I mean, that may happen to some person. It's not going to happen to you, at least 99% of us. And you got to go out there and work your butt off. Yeah, that's the only way to make it happen. Yeah. Yeah, there's no easy ways. See, the salesman sucker you in. Oh, life is easy, and you just sit there and collect money forever. Oh, I have these extra streams of income. I don't have to do anything. I could sleep all day. Yeah. First of all, you don't want to do that. That's a miserable life. Oh, yeah, I have a scooter. Yeah, I rode around in Bethesda. Yeah, and so you don't want to do that. It's a terrible life. You want to get up one morning and just can't wait to get up. God, can't wait to do what I'm doing every day. Yeah, that's the kind of life you really want to do. Yeah, and that's not going to be. You don't do that by staying in bed late. You know, you do that by finding something that you think is important to do. If you think it's important to do, man, you're going to go out and do it. You know. And that's why now I think with the internet and what's available, you know, you know, from government help, government offices and everything help, like you're worried about everybody. Oh, I don't know how to write a grant proposal. You don't have to, man. Don't ever think about writing a grant proposal like you don't know how to write a grant proposal. If you don't have the actual application in hand that you think is good for you to get a grant from, forget about writing a grant proposal. All that stuff that people tell you to do, you know, you better, oh, you gotta know how to write a grant proposal. You gotta be an LLC. You gotta be on, that's bull. Yeah, you do not, because it's not gonna do it. And the real answer is maybe. But you don't know for sure until you find a place that's gonna give you money. Why worry about all that stuff? You know, to get all this stuff, yeah. To me, it's like getting a prom dress before you're invited to the prom. No, no. I would love to start a nonprofit to change lives all over the world. Yes, you can start a nonprofit that changes lives all over the world. You start small. You get the free help to do it. You work for another nonprofit for free just to see what it's like to do it. What are they doing? To understand how to do it. You got to go out and learn. And that's what it is. Now, by the way, I do custom reports. Like I'll show you 150 sources of money and help to start a nonprofit anywhere. And I'm just doing those out now. Like if you want to start a nonprofit providing homes for low-income people, and you want to build homes and do that stuff, well, there's grant money to do that, and it's called the Community Development Block Grant. Is money that goes to local governments, it goes to county governments or whatever, and it's a system to learn. You're not going to happen, you get that money next week. No, you're going to have to start learning that system and doing it piece by piece. Like, oh, you want to play football for the NFL? No, you just don't go, hey, let me play next Sunday. No, man, life doesn't work that way. So you got to start research. You got to start digging, figuring out, and find out where the sources are. And the sources are not on Google, because Google won't tell you that. Because Google, if you want to go out and start a nonprofit in Google, you Google that, and you're going to get people who go, oh, all it's going to cost you is $5,762. Don't worry, and then you'll be a millionaire. And after you give them the $5,000, you say, oh, what the hell, we're not a millionaire yet. No, they're getting closer to become a millionaire than you are. No, so don't ever do that. No. What would you do? Okay, what would you do? You know what to do? I'd start getting free help. I mean, you could find out, like, okay, what kind of problem you want to solve problems in the community. Okay, the Community Development Block Grant gives money to local people who want to solve problems in the community. So you want to help people, say teenagers, learn a new skill. You want to do a shelter. You want to, teach girls coding or something like that, or have an after-school program, or help seniors do something. They have grant money to do that. Okay, you have to learn that system. You just can't say, I have a good heart. No, you got to learn the tool. And tell you, 90% of us can. It's just getting through it. It's not believing in experts who so-called know the secrets of doing this. No secrets, man. The secrets is they found out how to get your money. That's the only secret they have. They learned how to get your money. And unless you have a lot of money, man, don't do that, because you're going to run out of money before you find the answer. I mean, a lot of people, they have money, it doesn't matter. Try this for a couple $100, try that for a couple $1,000. They learn little pieces. But most of us, I'm in Tennessee for a home to give just, go away. Okay, Brian, I'm in Tennessee for a home, give to me just to move it off the property, be denied all the banks and financial. Sure, all the banks and financial institutions, because that's normal stuff. Banks are for people who don't need money. They're the people that banks are. That's why you have to find out alternative sources of that. I mean, there's like 1,000 crowdfunding sites now for real estate. I mean, so many, I don't know, I think the last time I talked about this place in Minnesota where the cafeteria worker was shot by the policeman. Okay, and he worked for a cafeteria in like a middle school or something. All the kids loved him or whatever. He was a great man, it seems, and he was killed, by a policeman shooting him. Thinks that, I don't know, this guy was going to shoot him or something. It was some kind of mistake or misunderstanding, whatever. I don't know the details. But they went on and they raised like 80, and I just looked, last day or two, almost $90,000 for kids who go to that school to pay for lunches. $90,000. They thought it would be $5,000. No! They raised $90,000. There's a woman I interviewed. If you go my YouTube interviews and you look at old ones, there I have a young woman who was a college student, okay, and she was going, and this is in Michigan, she's a college student in Michigan, and going going to school every day and getting hit up by homeless people begging or whatever, and it's cold in Detroit, that's cold stuff. So what is she going to do? So she was and actually her mom was on welfare even, and she was going to college now, an artist, and so she said, hey, what these people need who are begging on the street is a coat they could also use as a sleeping bag to sleep in. So she designed this coat and just started a nonprofit. She didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. What she did is went on the internet now, and not only that, and she raised money like that through a crowdfunding campaign. And what she does now is hire homeless people to manufacture these coats / sleeping bags for them. Another young woman, out in Iowa, whatever. Are you allowed to take out a salary? See, that's the important thing. I'll tell you about this woman. Well, that's why I see so many people, nonprofit. I think it's abused, but no, you're allowed. That's why millionaires. You Google now nonprofit millionaires. There's people making millions of dollars a year running nonprofits. But more importantly, see, a nonprofit is also like any business. Any business has a private jet that is paid for by the company. So that means you run around in a private jet and you don't pay a nickel because your company's paying for it. Same thing with nonprofit. Nonprofit could have a private jet to help you do your non-profiting or whatever it is, and you're living like a millionaire. So that's why people live like millionaires, but you don't need money to live like a millionaire. You don't need a salary. That's why, and that will never change in this country because that's how all the fat cats live. They don't need salary. They just like a salary to tell their other rich friends, I have a bigger salary than you, but they don't need anything. Everything they're doing is written off as a business expense or a nonprofit expense. Look at Donald Trump. He is a nonprofit. What he was doing, he was buying big pictures of himself, right, or whatever, or he'd use it, to donate to people he was trying to influence or something like that. There was all this thing that was really, he was using it for business. The same thing. I think the Clintons have a big nonprofit, and there's a question of how much they're using it for their political ambitions versus saving the world. And that's why, see, you live in a house, but that's bought by the nonprofit. As long as it's there, you're doing the business out of it. Just think of the Playboy Mansion. The guy just died, right? So he had a mansion. It was called the Playboy Mansion. He lived there, right? So that was obviously paid for by his business. So if his business was a nonprofit, then that would do it. See, the nonprofit just means that your organization is not paying federal taxes, but you could have the biggest salary in the world. It doesn't matter. That means if you decide, and your board of directors, if you have one, it doesn't even matter if you have one or not. You don't need a board of directors to have one. So if you have a problem, someone asked me to do Black Lives. I said, yeah, but the dance and the monkey, so I don't know what I would not worry about that. I would just start by looking at how you're going to solve that problem. And you could start right in your own community. You could go. They are. I don't know. Okay, you could go right, somebody's writing stuff on Periscope. I got a lot of weird stuff that people on Periscope are pretty bored. Black Lives is a paid program. Well, most nonprofits have to make money to do things. Everybody is a paid. We have a paid police force. to go with a paid, nonprofit. The Republican National Committee are paid politicians. The Republican Democrat Committee are paid politicians. What's the website I need to go to start a nonprofit? There is no one single website to do, and that's the problem. But a place to start, a couple things. You find there are nonprofits that help other nonprofits start, okay, and do it for free. So a way to find them is you can go to 211.org where you live, or even just call them. Another place is you call your state capital. Every state capital has a special office that helps nonprofits start and expand in their community. Like in Maryland, there's I will mail you an interesting scope regarding the thoughts. missed that. Go, you need to startup money in Georgia. Startup money. Okay. Every state, you call your the governor's office. They'll tell you, say, I want to start a nonprofit, and say, you're not going to get the governor. You get their switchboard, but they've heard that before, and they know where to go, because there's nonprofit organizations that help you. Your local small business development center. You know, if you go americassbdc.org, you can contact them for free. They'll help you through starting a nonprofit. But that's not you just start learning. You go to meetup.org, and find nonprofit groups that are meeting. How do other people do this? What is it about? Start thinking about your idea. What makes sense? What doesn't make sense, or whatever, to do it. Running up the flag. What do you think about the future? Shit, I don't know. I'm still digesting the past, and that's the problem. I got too much past. That's why I like young people. They're not thinking about the past anymore. They're thinking just about the future. And that's what we all have to do, is think about the future, or at least prepare for it. You got to invest little seeds. I mean, you gotta earn income and stay alive and support yourself. And then you got to start building for the future, even if you don't know about it. And because you don't know about it, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. What you have to do is trust your heart. Because if you trust your heart and start doing it, that's the more surest thing anyway. And also, not only is that a more sure thing, anything anybody suggests, you probably turn out wrong anyway. And what will happen is, at least you have, if you're doing your own thoughts and you're trying to make them happen, you get more out of the process. And that's the important thing. Where can I find $50,000 to start up money? I could show you 150 places to do it. And that's the truth. I mean, that's the problem. There's no one place. You have to start getting into it. If you want to do a startup, okay, right now I would just go wherever you are in Georgia, I would just put Startup Georgia and start. I mean, there are incubators, there are accelerators, there are see, the government, Georgia and every other state wants you to start a business. They have places where they'll give you, maybe not 50, they'll give you $10,000, $20,000, and they'll take you for 6 months, give you free consulting work, give you free everything while you learn to build your business. I mean, I would think if you were at a point now that you think you need $50,000, to start a business, I don't think, I would guess, I really don't know. I mean, I can't sit here and not even know you or whatever. You don't know what the hell you're doing yet. I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm telling you what to do, which is even more stupid, right? But that's the truth about everybody. We don't know. So that's why I think the key is you got to figure out if that $50,000 is the best way to you to do it, because that may take 6 months to a year to figure out how to get that, and by that time everything will change. And you probably don't even know, because we don't know things until we do them. So to me, what you have to do is not only find the tools that you have to go out and look what's available. Okay, so you have to see what is available in society. See what you're doing by asking for $50,000 to start your nonprofit or your company or whatever. You're saying what you need. Well, the world isn't here to give you what you need. The world is, the help out there is what the world needs. So you have to figure out what the world needs first and what the world wants before you, and then figure out how you can match your needs to what the world needs. Just going out and saying, hey world, I need this, give me that sucker. Hey, I need this. No, the world's not there to do that. The world has its own needs, its own requirements or whatever, and then what your job is to figure out how to fit your needs into doing that. So if you wanted to start a basketball team, and nobody's helping you, but then you find, hey, no, there's help and free money and help to start a kids basketball team, but it never occurred to you. So that's how you match your requirements, your needs to what you have to listen to the world, what's going on outside, and match your insides, and not have people tell you what to do, or you tell the world, what you need. You got to understand what's going on, the tools out there that are necessary, and the best tools, see, the only tools most of us know are the tools that people are selling us. And the tools that people are selling us are answers to the problems we have. And the problems that we think we have, like the problem you think you have, I need $50,000. That's not really the problem. That's the wrong question, I think. Because you really don't know. There may be ways to do it without that. You haven't thought through that yet. And that's what we have to do. Your opinion on automation society resulting in less jobs. Yes, at least different kind of jobs. And at least the jobs we know as jobs, automation is going to take over a lot of them. So that's why it's starting, and getting excited about that. That's not a bad thing. That's an exciting thing. You want to be a farmer for the rest of your life? No, those jobs are gone. We all do it with machines. Yeah, at one time in our country, 80% of us were farmers. Now it's on like 2% feeds the rest of us, and that's it. So it's just evolution, man. And you want to be stuck on the farm? Fine. 2% will make a living out of it. And the rest of us have to think it. Remake yourself. Don't cry about it. You bet. You don't have an option. To me, you do. And leave. What's my nonprofit get funded? What's the way my nonprofit? There's a database now. A good place to start for nonprofit funding is in your library. The library has a database, 2 of them, called the Foundation Center Directory and the GuideStar. Okay, and there you could go and find, say, maybe you want to build houses, you want to, help train people for jobs, or help them start businesses, maybe you want to help people start entrepreneurs. Well, you go to that database and find, now that's not government grants. See, those 2 databases are foundations. These are foundations that give out money, for you and your nonprofit. And that's the other big source of money. You have 2 sources of money for your nonprofit. One is foundations, which are big nonprofits that give money to little nonprofits that become nonprofits or whatever. And so that's where this data is in those 2 databases, because 90% of those foundations that give money to nonprofits do not have websites, so you'll never find it. Now, the other source is government programs, and a lot of that money is through local, but it's also national. It's a big, complicated system, too. A place to start finding out about that is really your governor's office, and ask them about starting nonprofits. They have, obviously, Maryland has a special office that helps people, nonprofits start, and actually they have a conference, for like $100 or so. I think next month in Maryland. Your elected official will help you become a nonprofit. Call your congressman, your senator's office. They even give free classes about getting money from the government on nonprofits. That's right. Free classes for getting money from the government on nonprofits. Yesterday I talked about there's a senator that has a great tutorial on nonprofits. One of the senators from Louisiana. So if you look, I forget his name, I'm sorry, I didn't have this, but I gave it in the lecture, I think, yesterday, or whatever you call these things, yesterday, and a senator, go to the website, and they have great info about government grants. I think it's very practical, and things like that, and how to use them. But see, don't forget, government grants is only a fraction of the free money that the government gives out. The government gives out, trillions of dollars in free money. All kinds of things, like money for you to train for a better job, money to pay your salary and things. None of that is called grants. See, and that's right. So grants is a very small percentage of that. Only 20% of the free money that's given out is called grants. The rest is all these other things people don't know. So that's why I would never use the word grants. I would always use financial assistance, because that's where 80% of the money is. So if you ask a government agency for grants, you're going to only find 20% of it, and that's wrong. You need all this other stuff too, and the free services and everything. and that's what I do. See, I do research reports. Like I just did one for North Carolina, and 400 and some pages. I'm sending this client of all the free money sources and services that are available for their county in North Carolina. So everything in county there, and that's a report I have on called 299, and then I have two states now. I'm making more general ones that are a little cheaper. I mean that custom report is like $80. Now I'm doing others for about $50 or $60 for the state. So anywhere in the state you could use, you know, like 90% of the same thing that the customs are. And I'm sorry. And I have Massachusetts and Florida. So if you're in Massachusetts or Florida, you could get that at lesco.com/tutor for only $59. It'll show you, 327, ways to make extra money, in those states. And by the way, I have two programs I have to do this afternoon. Two people to talk to. My lesco.com/talk, where I talk to you and you tell me what you're doing, like I'm starting a nonprofit, and I understand what kind of nonprofit. I'll work through other creative ideas on how you could take that nonprofit and join up with other people to get money to do that. How to run crowdfunding campaigns even as a failure. I also send you the links and all the tools you need to follow up on all the ideas we talk about. So not only do you get the advice, and I usually do this in 10, 20 minutes. I could give you sources to solve any of these problems. And I also send you the links so you could follow up, after we talk. I appreciate doing it. If you go to lesco.com/talk, you see, the reviews are embarrassing. They're so good. I really appreciate that, how people, and what I appreciate more, that I'm able to help people. And that's why I'm not embarrassed to talk about it, because I see what happens. The people really appreciate it. I don't know everybody's life. It's hard. I don't think I know a lot, because I want to learn so much more. But I see what I do know after this 40 years of business is extremely helpful to people. And I want to just give out that as much as I can, and I want to figure out how to do it for as little. I went to school with Ryan. Who's Ryan? I want to do it for as little cost as I can. So many consultants come up to me, want to make my business better, and how to charge 10 times more than I'm charging. I don't want to do that. I want to just figure out how to make a living and be able to help people. And I think that's what we should all be doing. Try again to help the information. Oh, thank you. That's what we should all be. So the way you're living your life, or the job you want to get, or whatever it is, it should be, I think, if you have a mission that's bigger, like how can I help other people with my services and make their life happy, is a nicer way, I think, and an easier way to sleep at night than figure out how am I going to buy a bigger car. Because that goes away, and then you get that big car, and then you want another bigger. So all these things are like ice cream to me. I used to be a short, fat kid because I couldn't eat one scoop of ice cream. That'd be a half a gallon before I knew it. And that's, sort of like a trap. So it's trying to get out of that trap. So that's my thing. And I have a special report just on how to get free resources for starting a nonprofit, if that will help you. If not, you go to lesco.com/YouTube. Look at the playlists on my YouTube playlist. I have a section there on nonprofits, so you could look at that and see some videos I've done, on nonprofits, and some of the, major sources that I've talked about in the past. Let's see. Good morning. Somebody's. Let's see, okay. Well, I just want to, before I run, I got to go run and then do my phone interview soon, so I got to go, and I just thought I'd share some Saturday morning cartoons with you guys, and I'm sure in the next day or two. Sign up for my newsletter. or on YouTube, subscribe, so you keep track, what I'm doing, and new stuff that may be of interest to you. How to sign up for the newsletter? Go to Let's Go Tutor, LESKO.com/TUTOR. Okay, and there's a sign up thing there that you'll get a pop up. Hey, do this and sign up. Or go to lesco.com/5 and then FREE. So lesco.com/5 and then FREE small, and download a free report that shows you the 5 best places to get free money and help to do anything, whether you're starting a business, nonprofit, paying for bills, or getting that $50,000 you need to start a business. Okay? Peace. Talk to you later.